in the last week 5 matchup. I got tired of him. He didn't do shit for us, but just punish us. So right now, we don't have any quarterbacks that generate any stats, but just to give you guys a clue, let's go to the Jets. I traded 7 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Look at that. That's what he did for us. 57% completions. Inaccurate bastard. I put all my trust in him. Tried to rebuild with him. Just didn't get the job done. And then our O-line is horrendous. So I got Josh McCown. I got a more veteran presence to kind of show Josh Allen the right ropes. So hopefully we can start winning. He's a little bit more efficient. We 0-5. My job is online as a head coach. So I got to start winning some games. We got Texans, Colts, and the Patriots, so it's going to be some tough games. Just got to focus on the ground game. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy this matchup this week. I'm playing on an all-pro setting. Anytime I pass the ball, just to make it a little bit more difficult, I lock onto the quarterback. So, so far, team's pretty cool. Just to catch you guys up. Shady has 5 games. Only has 318 yards, average 63 yards a game, 55 carries. So he's been averaging only in 5 games just about 11 carries a game. So I got to get that up. So I got to be dedicated. And Des Bryant is doing his thing. 4 touchdowns for us, 497 yards. Eric Decker is having problems with separation. So we'll go from there. See you guys in a minute.
Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, cut the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. No money, now I'm in the Benz truck with a new honey. They said I wouldn't make it, I'm like, you funny. Laughing at my haters like, you dummies. The night is young, girl, what can you do for me? 6 figures, 5 shows, big ballin'. Look, I'm very important. I took a break, had some things I had to get sorted. I might retire in my prime like I'm M. Jordan. Table dancing in South.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 19 on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one between the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Joe.
So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now the first carry for the former Jaguar. This is Chris Ivory. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Here's the first carry for LaShawn McCoy. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. McCown going to throw. He completes it to Bryant. Give him 8 yards on the play, and they pick up the first.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field. Have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done. They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Working from the gun. McCown. Out left side here to Bryant. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long. Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football. Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive. They need points big time. Now McCown. And it's brought in by Eric Decker. And they're able to get this one across the 35. His first catch, good for 14 there and a 1st down. One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful. It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their route, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more. Now McCown. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Seems like this defense is... With a little over 2 minutes to play in the 2nd quarter, the offense gets ready to take over. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And oh, that is going to be a safety. So 2nd quarter, this offense losing and hoping to get the football in the end zone for the 1st time. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time they surrendered to safety, we know they don't want to do that again. That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball. But boy, it juices up the defense. Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points. On 2nd down, here's McCown. Bryant has it. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this 1st half. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Here's McCown to throw. And that is incomplete. I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence, haven't allowed a point.
This offense ready to get back out there as they'll have the football to start the third quarter. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Play action. Now McCown. It's complete to Jeremy Curley. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Flushed out right. This complete to the tight end Clay. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46. Now McCown escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Looking for Decker, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. Decker, the intended receiver. Now following the interception, this offense will get another shot at it as they'll quickly head back onto the field. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Now McCoy, and he'll get this one up to about his 14. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Throwing is McCown on third down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Bryant. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. They create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th. They go play action here on first down. Flush to his right. He finds McCoy. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He got 29 yards that time. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 48-yard line. Throwing now is McCown. Looking deep downfield here for Decker. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And he comes back with one complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. On that quick throw, what do you think? Possibly something they saw at the line to go there?
Possibly in the game plan, and you notice they went with an empty backfield. No backs there to help with pass protection, so you have to have a counter to that because they're probably going to bring pressure when they see an empty backfield, so you get rid of the ball quickly.
Back now here on EA Sports. The Bills have the football, but they trail here as we begin quarter number 4. Into the red zone now. It's McCown. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Eric Decker was the intended receiver, and it's second down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on.
And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. In for the score. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's McCown. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
From the gun on 3rd, McCown. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Clay. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. And a nice gain at 21 yards. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. Again to McCoy. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
The time to pull out the stops is now, and they... convert there on 4th down. McCown now on first down. Eluding the pressure right. Looking for the end zone. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's brought down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, It tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Here's McCown. That is caught inside the 5. The Bills passing game getting them down the field. They've got another first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do.
And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. LaShawn. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. Back to throw. Man open right side. It's the tight end Clay. A good pickup there at 22. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Back to throw. Set up the screen to McCoy. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. He's back to throw. Flushed, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The 4-time All-Pro, J.J. Watt. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw. Deep depth. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. A gain of 39 that time. First down now, but that clock rolling. He'll look to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
So for those of little faith,
well, partner, still a head-scratcher to me how this one ended. Down 3. I just thought, no matter the situation, you're in a spot where you can kick that field goal, go to overtime. Why not do it?
and this is where I think the analytics guys are going to continue to get more and more traction in the league. You know, we've talked about different people now saying, I need a game management coach, someone in the booth to take the emotion out of it. Did they lose track of where they were on the clock, right? Did they lose track of where they were on the field? Was it makeable for their kicker? All those things come into play here, and it turns out they don't get it done.
So for the Bills, it'll be a much happier locker room here as they get that first win after 5 straight losses to start the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Houston, they can't quite...
Up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a right now. I do this with my rounds, oh yeah. Feel like in the real life, dripping on sauce in a good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna take mine. I just want No, I can't show you no love, baby. Yeah, I am a boss in the cut, mayday. Bubbles and these models it's popping, I tip her. I skip her, I give her. Girl, you on my line right now. Yeah, I can see the signs right now. Feeling like a boss right now. Feeling like a boss right now. And you just took a